Definitely not my.
We don't do that here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am MC, and this is a guide on Seed, aka Flora. Seed here is an attack lightning agent, and you'd think we'd have enough, but I guess we don't. Yes, each one does something different, but come on. There's plenty of untapped combinations that deserve to be made. Anyway, this Scooter Demon puts the pedal to the metal and utilizes the casket that is Seed Senior. Let's get a closer look at how Seed plays and what she does. Her basic attacks are unfortunately physical for the first 2 hits. Her third and fourth do electric damage. If she's attacked between the third before her fourth triggers, she automatically dodges. After her fourth hit of the basic, a dodge counter, quick assist, or assist follow-up, Seed will launch her second basic, Falling Petals Slaughter. By pressing the basic button, she will summon forth Seed Senior, and he'll launch a charged punch, dealing incredible electric damage. Like every unit, Seed has a unique resource called Steel Charge. And when it reaches 120, she gains the chance to quickly summon Seed Senior by holding Basic. Do note that this effect expires when Steel Charge is less than 120 or after using the method above to activate. Seed is also invulnerable while Seed Senior strikes. For her final basic, Falling Petals, Downfall, she can accumulate Steel Charge by hitting enemies with her skills. This resource has a max of 150 and a starting value of 60. When reaching 120, if you trigger Falling Petals Slaughter or her ultimate, if you press or hold her basic, you consume 60 Steel Charge and unleash Falling Petals Downfall, first form. Then consume another 60 to go into second form. Seed will pilot Seed Senior to fire sweeping shots and performs a jumping smash, dealing high electric damage. No, this move also does not give Steel Charge, and Seed is invulnerable here as well. Skipping past her dodge and assist, let's get into her special attack. With a simple press, she throws a wheel that goes along a curved path, dealing electric damage. When Seed has enough energy, she triggers Raining Iron Petals and enters flight mode, where Seed hops on the back of Seed Senior as he lets loose a barrage of missiles, dealing electric damage. Holding the skill button will increase the duration of this, while also draining the energy. During flight mode, by releasing the skill, Seed will trigger special attack, Raining Iron Petals Away. However, if she consumes 60 energy in flight, she'll automatically use Falling Petals Slaughter. She is invulnerable during this skill. Raining Iron Petals Away will unleash a rapid cannon fire, dealing electric damage. As said before, this move does not grant Steel Charge, and Seed is invulnerable as well. When Seed is selected for her chain attack, she brings out Seed Senior to protect her, as he launches shots from his cannon and a barrage of missiles, dealing electric damage. As always, she is invulnerable during this window. Her ultimate, Clockwork Garden Bloom, will have Seed put the pedal to the metal, as she lets loose all she has. Missiles rain down, a meteor shower of rockets, and finally, does a jumping smash, doing massive electric damage. After her ult is used, she generates 60 Steel Charge. It is not, however, granted on hit, and she's invulnerable while using her ultimate. Finally, let's dive into her core passive, and bear with me here. Flower Chain Protocol, the name of her passive, has the highest initial attack ally be considered a Vanguard by Seed. No, not the card game, though I would recommend checking it out. Start with the OG. Whenever said Vanguard uses his or her own special, Seed gains Onslaught, which will increase her own attack by a set amount, as well as her crit damage. However, when Seed uses an X special attack, the Vanguard gains Direct Strike, which will increase his or her attack by the same amount. When both of these are active, Seed and the Vanguard will gain Besiege, increasing the damage dealt by a certain percentage. These can all take effect when the character is currently active. With switching off the field, the buffs will stick around until 3 seconds last. When the character re-enters the field, the buffs will reactivate. When entering the field of battle with the Vanguard, Seed immediately gains both Onslaught and Besiege, while the Vanguard naturally gains Direct Strike and Besiege. Direct Strike and Onslaught last for 40 seconds, and repeated triggers will refresh the duration. When either Seed or the Vanguard consume energy, Seed will recover 5.5 Steel Charge. Still with me? Good. Lastly, her additional ability, Surprise Strike, can only be activated when there's another attack agent in your squad. When Seed deals damage as the active character, the Vanguard will regen 2 energy, and this effect will trigger once every 1 second. Falling Petal Slaughter, Downfall, and her ultimate deal 30% increased damage and will ignore 25% of enemies' electric resistance. I'm not going to give you a level up priority because that'd be stupid. I will mention though, prioritize leveling her up first to 60. Once that's done, spend 2 days getting the elite monster material for her core passive, and spend your 3 free boss fights on the other material. You'd need 9 weeks worth total to get the full amount, or a little over 2 days worth of stamina. Then, you can worry about leveling up skills, but as I said, I won't tell you what to prioritize because you're going to want to level them all up regardless. Now, let's move on to what gear Seed wants. Starting with the W engine, Gemini was made for Seed and is obviously her best in slot. It gives her 24% crit rate, and its passive gives her even more crit rate. When she deals damage with a basic or X special, she'll gain a stack of a buff, which will increase her electric damage by a certain percentage, up to 2 stacks, which will only last 40 seconds, and each stack is counted separately. The effect can trigger once per use of a skill. When both stacks are achieved, her basic and ult will ignore a certain percentage of enemies' defense. For other options, Brimstone is a solid choice that everyone has access to, given it's a standard engine. It gives a lot of attack percent, which Seed likes. Severed Innocence can also be good, though it gives crit damage and not crit rate. For more free-to-play available options, Mercado would be good, but you need an anomaly unit in the team to make full use of it. Gilded Blossom increases attack and increases X special attacks, and Drill Rig is an okay alternative, giving energy regen and a bonus to basics after launching an X special. For disk drives, Dawn's Bloom was made specifically for Seed. The 2-piece increases her basics by 15%, and with the 4-piece, basics increase by another 20%. And, since she's an attack unit, using her X or her ultimate will increase her basic damage by another 20% for 25 seconds. Triggering this effect again will reset the duration. For the other 2 pieces, Woodpecker Electro gives her more crit rate, while Hormone Punk gives her more attack percent. At the end of the day, it depends on which piece has the better substats, and how much crit rate your Seed has. For substats, aim to get crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent, with Disc 4 having crit rate main stat, Disc 5 having electric damage bonus, and Disc 6 having attack percentage. Aim to have Discs 1, 2, 3, and 5 have all 3 substats on her, because just 2 good substats won't be enough. Now, if you don't plan on pulling for more than 1 copy, feel free to skip this section of the video, because it's time to talk Mindscapes. For the first one, when Seed's Steel Charge gets to 100, Falling Petals Downfall can be triggered, and the charge consumed is reduced by 100. The amount required to gain a chance to quickly release Falling Petals Slaughter is also reduced to 100. Seed now gains an additional 40 to 20 Steel Charge when just entering the battlefield or using her ultimate. The crit damage of Falling Petals Downfall also increases by 30%. For her second dupe, while Besiege is active, that agent's damage will ignore 20% of the enemy's defense. When Siege uses Raining Iron Petals, after consuming 60 energy, she can continue to consume even more energy to extend the duration of the skill until the skill is released, or after 120 energy gets consumed. Every 5 energy consumed by this move, Falling Petals Slaughter's damage increases by 5%. 3 and 5 just increase her abilities by 2 levels. With her fourth dupe, while the Besiege buff is active, Seed's Decibel Generation increases by 10% and her ult damage is increased by 20%. Finally, her M6 increases her own crit damage by 50%. When she uses Falling Petals Slaughter, she fires an additional 3 beams, each dealing 165% of the attack as damage. This effect can only trigger once every 3 seconds, though. With all of that finally said and done, what kind of teammates fit with Seed? Well, since her core passive only works with another attack agent, let's get a look at them first, though most don't really fit her game plan. Haramasa wants Anomaly, Hugo wants Double Stun, and so on. However, not all hope is lost. If you use a team such as Astra, Seed, and Evelyn, you can easily switch between both attackers with ease, and the two kind of complement one another. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Seed is a part of Obel Squad, and 2 of those agents share the same role, Soldier 11 and Orphe. Which of the 2 is a better teammate for Seed? Orphe is a sub DPS who can give an attack buff to Seed. However, Orphe is more focused on being an aftershock buffer, which Seed does not have in her kit. Soldier 11, on the other hand, while not being able to buff Seed, does benefit from having Seed around. You'll just need a stud agent to make a full use of S11's passive. Now, yes, the newest agent Sasia also works for Seed, and is likely to be Seed's best-in-slot new teammate. Even though Seed doesn't have aftershock in her kit, I find her to pair really well with Soldier 0 and B. The benefits Seed provides to Envy are great, and will help let Envy do more damage. Yes, Orphe would be better for Envy, but I'm still going to suggest Seed and Envy because it can be done. I should know. Your last teammate, though, needs to be a stun agent, and I can't recommend Trigger enough, for at least this team, and any Aftershock-focused teams. Aside from her, Dylan is your other best bet for Seed, allowing her to use her ult early if Dylan has her meter filled. If I missed a pairing, do feel free to let me know, and tell me who you like to use with Seed. I think with that fully all out of the way, enjoy some gameplay of Seed in action, and remember, stay hydrated. The summer weather is steadily approaching, and drinking water is more important now than ever. This is MC, and I'm signing off. Later, nerds!
Who's on me and Seed Senior?
Second time, block! firepower output. Maximum firepower.
Recalibrating. Attacking from our blind spot.
Sound strategy.
Ether vision activate. Leave it to me. Time to pin them down.
Everything's on fire. Steve Senior, punch him again. Give him a full salvo, Steve Senior.
Speed loader disengaged.
Steve Senior.
Order received.
Adjusting for wind.
Engaging.
Sustaining fire.
To destroy is to protect.
Fight him off. I won't back down. Get ready.
Ether vision activate. My bullets are one with the wind.
Right on cue.
Fire support ready.
Making fire.
Supporting position.
Initiating devastating strike.
Adjusting for wind.
Outbound.
You're in my sights. Target locked.
Unleashing artillery barrage.
Fire support ready. Wipe them out.
In the head. Need a shower? It's raining show.